Hello everybody, this is Doll Dazzler and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys another doll out of my doll collection. This is Nancy, and Nancy was made by Arranbee in the 1930s and 1940s. This particular doll is kind of an example of what can happen when you try to do doll restoration without having the knowledge. I had purchased this Nancy on eBay, and unfortunately the photos that were provided there didn't give the justice to her condition. She's got quite a few flaws, and it probably would have deterred me from buying her, but I did get her for a good price, but when I got her, I knew why. So this doll, she's made out of all composition. She's kind of a strange size. I measured her at 19 inches, so I don't know if she's supposed to be 18 or 20. I don't know necessarily if she was supposed to be 19 inches, but maybe 20 inches with the shoes if she had had them. She does have on her original clothing. I'm going to try not to touch her a whole lot because she does have some loose stringing, and you can see when I was moving her, her head is very loose with that stringing, and so it has a tendency to make her tip over. But so she is wearing what I believe to be is her original clothing. All the pictures that I had seen of the Nancy dolls when I was trying to put a date next to her, they all have these bows that look very pressed, and they have the 4 leaves on them. So this one does still have its, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll try to get in. It still has its original pin in it. So it's, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's a pin that runs through there. So I do believe that this whole outfit is still original to her. And underneath, she does have that onesie that those dolls had in the 30s and 40s. It's this one I don't think is attached. It's actually like a little pantaloon, and then there's the slip, and then the outer dress. Looks very similar to some of the Shirley Temple dresses. She does have on her original socks. They're not in too bad a shape. A little bit discolored from probably display. But there are some pretty bad issues with this doll, unfortunately. It's a good thing with today's new things, she probably could be restored and fixed. But her hair looks relatively in good shape. It looks like it's in, quite possibly, its original curls. And it does have a hairnet on. But there's something that suggests that that might be a redo as well, if I turn her around here. There is a bobby pin on the back of this hairnet, so it looks like it might be, it's not a doll hairnet, it might be a hairnet from an actual person. So I have my doubts that this is her original set as well. So while I have her bent here, I'll show you her markings. They are on her neck, and I'll see if you guys can see that. And it does say Nancy. And so now to go through all the flaws, and it is unfortunate because she could be a beautiful doll, and with restoration, I'm pretty sure that they can do magnificent things. But the first thing I noticed when I took her out of the box that she was shipped in was her eyes. And this eye on this side, her what would be her right side, is it's got the, I don't know if it's crazing. It's not crazing. It's like crystallizing. And then her other eye, it's very obvious that they painted it. And I was very upset when I saw this. I don't know that that can be fixed or if the eye has to be replaced. So I will not be messing with it. I haven't touched this doll to clean her or anything. But so I don't know that that can be fixed at all. She does still have all of her eyelashes, which is kind of unusual for them to have messed with her eye and not have messed with the eyelashes and broken them off, because those are very brittle. There's also some cracking. I don't know if you guys can see the cracking that's going on in her face. That was not visible in the pictures when I purchased her. I try to refrain from buying dolls that have really bad facial damage, just because I think that that's the area that's the hardest to fix. But she does have quite a few of those crack lines going on. She's got one right here over the top of her eye, and I don't know if you guys can see that. And then along her bottom lash line on both sides. And it looks like they did try to fix that. Unfortunately, it does show. So she has still her teeth and her tongue intact, but her lipstick, they didn't try to fix her lipstick. So it's just a little bit peeled off or cracked off, which I could deal with that, but the painted eye is that really made me sad. So as far as the rest of her body is concerned, it's very, very obvious that they repainted her, and they used a really obvious peach color, and it's not even all the way through. There's places where you can see through it, and this was probably, it's going to be like the other arm that I'll show you in just a second, where they had to fix where the stringing goes on the arm. So it looks like they tried to do something there, and it almost punctured a hole in the composition. And her legs as well, and I'll try to show that to you. Got some pretty serious damage going on here that they tried to paint over, but they really messed it up. And these were not in the pictures. I didn't complain about it because she is a Nancy and she's from the 30s. I believe I can get her restored, but this purchase has definitely made me ask more questions about a doll if their pictures are not real good. So this arm was pretty disturbing to me as well. It has a brad that's going through the arm, and I'm hoping that can be fixed. I think it can, but I think it's as a result of them trying to fix the piece inside of the arm that holds the stringing. Now the stringing, like I said, is very, very loose. That's not hard to fix. I've done stringing before. I don't prefer to do it, but I have done it and have been very successful at it and never had to worry about any of these kinds of issues going on. So when I take it to the person to restore, they've got quite a bit of work to do. There again, she probably can be restored to a beautiful doll, because there's really, the face, I think, is her eye. I'm so sad about her eye. I'm hoping that is just cosmetic and that it can, that the pupil can be fixed. I have seen that they can do some restoration that's pretty good with that, and also the cracking. But I think that she's going to have to be fully restored at this point because there's too much going on all over this doll. And like I said, I was really kind of disappointed when I opened her. I was happy to have gotten another Nancy. I like the Nancy Anns and the I think I have a couple Nancy Lees, and so I was very excited to get just a Nancy that was dated back to the 30s and 40s. But in this condition, right at the moment, she, other than sentimental value, and I really don't have any sentimental value to her, she's not very valuable. So I don't know if restoring her will hurt that even more. I don't know. But she still is from the 30s, so I do have to give her some respect for that. I have not taken this off to look at the bodice, but looking up inside of the pant leg here. Let's see if I can get this into the photo. You can see that her body probably has sustained some damage as well when they tried to do the restoration. So I thought I would show this doll as a kind of like, I don't know what you would call it, just like an example of restoration done by somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, and that if you think that you can do it and you've not, you know, really studied how dolls are put together or what paint you should use, probably shouldn't try to go and do that kind of thing. This is why I don't do it, because I haven't really taken any tutorials, or, you know, I've watched a few, but I'm still not secure enough to mess with a piece of history like this. So I just thought I would do a video just to show what can happen if you are thinking that you're going to try to restore one of your dolls and not have all of the proper tools and proper knowledge. So it is an unfortunate thing, because I do believe that she could be a beautiful doll, and she probably will once I get her restored. But once you restore a doll, it does affect the value of the doll. So, you know, original is always better, and that's why, you know, I'm not a pristine collector, but I do pay attention to the hair and the face mostly, so that there's very minimal damage to those areas. So this is Nancy. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.